Hello. This weekend is the crown jewel in the UK movie calendar, the British Academy Film Awards. I'm here with entertainment reporter Ben Skipper to go over our predictions for who will triumph on the night. Ben, we'll look first at Best Actress. Now the nominees here, we have Amy Adams, we have Sandra Bullock, Judi Dench and Emma Thompson all nominated. But surely Cate Blanchett already has this in the bag for Blue Jasmine.
You'd think she did. She's definitely got the bookies in her favour and her performance was outstanding. But I think the big question that's always hanging over the Baftas is whether the Academy will go British and whether they'll vote for the British person, which is why I think Judi Dench has a shot at being in there and could well beat Cate Blanchett to the punch. But I still think Cate Blanchett will take away the big award on the night.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of love towards Judi Dench with BAFTA voters.
Yeah.
And with Cate Blanchett as well, you know, she's been basically the favourite for a long time. Even the recent Woody Allen scandal hasn't really knocked her off her perch. So I definitely would expect her to still triumph come the end. When it comes to Best Actor, that's a lot closer affair. Now with the nominees here, we have Christian Bale, Bruce Dern, Leonardo DiCaprio, Chiwetel Ejiofor and Tom Hanks. Who do you reckon will succeed there?
Well, the interesting thing about Best Actor is that there's no Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, who is the clear favourite for the Oscar, and he won the Golden Globe as well, which was something of a surprise to us Brits because Chiwetel Ejiofor was thought to be the favourite, and it's Chiwetel Ejiofor who I think will win here. His only real competition is Leonardo DiCaprio, but I don't see it happening. It's definitely...
It is very strange, isn't it? Yeah, the way that with the BAFTA voters, they've basically cleared the way for any kind of rival and obstacle for Chiwetel Ejiofor to win by not nominating Matthew McConaughey. And
it might also have something to do with Dallas Buyers Club coming out so late, because it only came out very recently, and that could have played a role.
Okay, so we both agree that it is going to be Chiwetel Ejiofor's night.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll differ on something eventually.
Yeah, well, we could differ here because we go down to Best Supporting Actor, and here we have Barkhad Abdi, Daniel Bruhl, Bradley Cooper, Matt Damon and Michael Fassbender all in the running. Who do you reckon could come out on top here?
It could easily be Fassbender or it could be Barkhad Abdi. Flip a coin really, but I would go with Barkhad Abdi because Captain Phillips isn't going to get a lot of love elsewhere. Tom Hanks is definitely not going to win Best Actor, despite it being a really good performance from him in the film. Barkhad Abdi does a phenomenal job in his first screen role, and yeah, it would be an apt performance to merit with an award. Although Michael Fassbender is fantastic as well and could well take it.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Phillips is a British film that has been showered with a lot of nominations, though when you look down here you wonder, you know, are there any of them they realistically can win? So you could see that bone thrown to them for Barkhad Abdi almost, but even though Michael Fassbender is refused on campaigning for the Oscar season for supporting actor, that won't really have an effect on his BAFTA chances. So I definitely think for his fantastic performance as slave owner Edwin Epps that he's going to come out on top here. We'll move on to supporting actress. Now this is another one which is a very open field. We have Sally Hawkins, Jennifer Lawrence, Lupita Nyong'o, Julia Roberts and Oprah Winfrey. What would you incline towards?
Lupita Nyong'o has definitely had all the plaudits, or most of the plaudits going in, and she's definitely the favourite. But I just have a feeling that she's not going to win, and I would go with Jennifer Lawrence for the second year running. Well, she didn't win Best Supporting Actress last year, but her second acting award in a row, it would be a major achievement for her, and she's definitely fantastic in the film. It's a completely different performance to Lupita's in 12 Years a Slave, but I think it's going to win out in the end.
It's a very close one to call, and you do feel that with Lupita Nyong'o, she's just come out of drama school, she's landed this major gig getting 12 Years a Slave, but she won't have the same recognition that Jennifer Lawrence has. She's really loved by lots of the film voters, but despite that I still think it is such a breathtaking performance she gives in 12 Years a Slave, and because the film is loved as a whole much more than American Hustle, that I think Lupita Nyong'o will still come out on top.
There's a parallel to be made as well between the two, because Jennifer Lawrence was nominated and didn't win for Winter's Bone, which was her breakout performance, and then she came back in a couple of years' time and took the big prize, which could well happen again. Yeah,
Lupita Nyong'o is definitely one for the future for 12 Years a Slave. Whether it will be her time on Sunday remains to be seen. Now the best film nominees, you have the 5 listed here as opposed to the 9 for the Oscars, and the 5 here are 12 Years a Slave, American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Gravity and Philomena. So who do you reckon will top that one?
Again, the major race has been between Gravity and 12 Years a Slave. They're the ones who are going to fight it out. American Hustle is thought to have an outside chance, but that's going to mainly have an effect on the American award season rather than over here. Over here is going to be very different, and given that 12 Years a Slave is a British film, that's definitely going to work in its favour. And the Academy, as we'll get to in a second, has recognised Gravity as a British film as well, which just cements that. And I think best British film will go to Gravity or Philomena, but best film will definitely be 12 Years a Slave. I just don't see any other outcome.
Not to break it down to a very basic dichotomy, but it is the kind of the artistic achievement against the technical excellence when you compare 12 Years a Slave and Gravity. But yeah, I would agree with you that it's got so much going for it, so many plaudits. It's the correct kind of Academy serious film about a message compared to something like Gravity, and that's the reason why 12 Years will come out on top. But I do believe, yes, that when it comes to the Outstanding British Film category, and the other nominees here are the Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, Philomena, Rush, Saving Mr. Banks and The Selfish Giant, it will still be Gravity that comes out on top, even though it's funny how it's been nominated for Best British Film and the likes of 12 Years a Slave or Captain Phillips haven't.
Yeah.
Now I know it's a great recognition of the fantastic post-production industry we have in the UK, the great work of Tim Webber and the VFX work done by Framestore. So it will be great to see Gravity win at the end, but it's just a shame that perhaps not a more wholly British film won't succeed on the night.
Well, it still might, because I just have a feeling that Philomena is going to take it. British film is always a very strange category. As you mentioned, 12 Years a Slave wasn't nominated, and there's always been a few iffy nominations here and there over the years. And for Gravity to win, it would be a justifiable win, but it might be seen as a consolation prize for it not taking the major award of the night, which is why I think the older Academy voters might go for Philomena instead.
Sure. What about the director category then? Because it mirrors the film category almost. You have Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave, David O. Russell for American Hustle, Paul Greengrass for Captain Phillips, Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity, and then the surprise, I guess, would be Martin Scorsese for The Wolf of Wall Street, despite the film not being nominated. Who would win that award?
Well, I think when Martin Scorsese is considered a surprise, it's been a pretty damn good year for film. He's not going to win it, unfortunately, as good as Wolf of Wall Street was, but I think this is the best chance for Alfonso Cuarón in any award show, in the Oscars as well, that the big prize that he's going to take, because Gravity has been nominated so much, but its best hope is in the technical categories, and it's going to win a ton of technical categories, and on that basis alone it will probably have a tally to rival 12 Years a Slave at the end of the night. And this is its best chance, but I still think the Academy will go British, and I think this is the one they're most likely to go British on as well, and they'll go with Steve McQueen.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from with that. I do think that there's just enough Alfonso Cuarón here to succeed. People love Gravity, but at the same time, with 12 Years a Slave being, as we said before, the more serious picture, they feel that film has to win the top prize, and the director prize could act almost as consolation. I know there is a reservation with Bafta sometimes that they don't want to blow their own trumpet too strongly before Oscar season. They did it a couple of years back when The King's Speech won Best Film, but they plumped for David Fincher to win Best Director, so that's why I think Cuarón could triumph here. So we reckon 12 Years a Slave is going to be the big winner on the night. For all the Bafta coverage, go to ibtimes.co.uk/entertainment.